I always start with a sample, so for this top I'm knitting with 7 cables of a fine cotton yarn, like a 4-ply yarn. And for this sample in 10 centimeters, I have 9 stitches and 15 rows. We start our project with a 8 millimeters knit needle, and I like to measure the yarn first. So with the 2 needles, we roll the yarn 34 times around it, because I'm gonna cast on 34 stitches. So like this will be easier to knit the first row, and we will avoid yarn waste. So here we make a slip knot to start, and we cast on 34 stitches for a small size. But if you need medium or large, you're gonna have to increase the number of stitches in the beginning. So that's why it's so important to make the sample in the beginning. So here we have all the stitches cast on. So now we can start our knit. So we can take one needle off the stitches, and you gonna see that it's so much easier to work the first row, because like it's not too tight to the needle. I will start with the purl stitch, but you can start with knit too. We're gonna work in stocking stitch for 12 rows. So that means that we need to alternate one row of knit and one row of purl stitch. Finishing the first row of purl stitch, we turn our work, and I always like to pull a little bit the work, so we make sure that the knit is gonna be like tight, and the stitches are gonna be beautiful. So yes, if you have started in knit, this row you're gonna make in purl stitch, but as I started in purl stitch, I'm gonna knit this one. You can see here that knit stitch is not so easy to me. That's why I started in purl stitch. Actually, I knit with the needle under my arm, so that's why I'm kind of clumsy while knitting on the table. So yes guys, now that we finished the second row in knit stitch, we're gonna make sure that all stitches are correct. So just checking here now, and yes, we're gonna continue like this for 12 rows in stocking stitch, and we're just gonna knit straight, and after that we're gonna start to decrease. So here just keep going for 12 rows. So here 12 rows ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're gonna start decreasing 1 stitch each side in every row for 6 rows. And it's very simple. We just need to purl the first 2 stitches together. And if you started with knit, you just knit the 2 first stitches together too. And you just keep going your work, just keep on purl stitch until the end of the row. So the two last stitches, we just need to pull they together. So we just put the needle through both stitches and we pass the yarn through them. So the first decrease are ready. We're gonna go for the next row. It's gonna be in knit stitch. It's the same thing, exactly the same, guys. We just gonna knit the first two stitches together. So for the last two stitches, same thing, we're gonna knit them together. And yes, the second row is ready. We're just gonna keep decreasing for 6 rows in total. So we had 2 already, we just need to go for more 4 rows. After the 6 rows, you should have 22 stitches on the needle. So now that we have finished all the decreasing part, we can start our cast off. So here, guys, it's not complicated. To cast off, we gonna pull the first stitch and then we pull the second and we pass the first stitch over the second and we pull another one and we pass the previous stitch over the last, and we're gonna keep doing that until we have just one stitch. So here you can pass the yarn through the last stitch and you can cut it, or you can keep it to make this strap. We're gonna use crochet chain stitch to make the strap. So you can keep this or you can cut it. We have now the front ready, and for the back we just need to follow the same steps. So we need 2 parts like this. Here, back and front ready. We're gonna make the straps now, and for this we will use a crochet needle. I'm using a 4mm needle, and we're just gonna chain for 40 centimeters. With the strap ready, we're gonna cut the yarn, and I always like to keep my knit very clean, so I will hide the threads through the purl side now. So yes, I always recommend that. Keep your knit very clean and it's easier to work, and you can see everything better. If you made any mistake, it's gonna be easier to see. So yes, I just make a knot and I hide the thread through the purl side. And for the the strap, we're gonna make the same thing for the other side. So we're gonna have two parts on the same side. You can see it's both on the right side, and now we're gonna face the purl side with the purl side front and back, and we're gonna sew up the strap of one side to the other. And for this, you make sure that the strap it's not twisted. And as you can see here, I'm trying to make like a knit stitch. So yes, I go through the knit and then I go back to the chain. And here again, guys, just keep your work very clean. I'm hiding all the threads and cutting, and we're gonna make the same thing to the other side. So now with the straps ready, we have to sew up the laterals. So it's not complicated. I like to make invisible sew. So yes, we're gonna need a tapestry needle for that. It's very simple. So I just put the needle between the first and the second stitch on both sides. So you can see here I'm going between the first and second stitch one side and the same on the other side, and you just keep it going until the end of the sewing. So when you finish the sewing, we're gonna make a little knot, and we're gonna hide the thread through the purl side of the sewing. Here we've finished one side. We just need to repeat the same thing to the other side. So sew up the lateral and our top is ready. I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial, and I will be very happy if you share and tag me. Thank you very much.